This is KVUE News Daybreak.
Good Monday morning, and thank you for watching KVUE News Daybreak at 4:30. I'm Yvonne Nava. Well, let's get a look at what we're tracking with Storm Team meteorologist Erica Lopez. You said it was going to be a beautiful weekend. You're right. It was hot, but still beautiful.
It was quite toasty. A lot of folks, I'm sure, enjoy the sunshine, but kind of warm at times. Temperatures were in the 90s at some points. For this morning, as you're heading out the door, 63 at ABIA, 69 at Camp Mabry. Dew points in the 60s also. So an immense change in our forecast this week compared to this weekend. We're talking increased cloud coverage, increased moisture with the south wind sustained right now on the low side, about 5 miles an hour. But then we're talking a decent amount of rain shower chances that are headed our way this week also. Here's a look at your current dew points as you're heading out the door. Humidity is out there. We're in the 60s for the majority of the viewing area in terms of our humidity content and dew point levels. Here's your next 12 hours. A little bit of clouds for the start of your day. Those clouds should burn off this afternoon to a mainly sunny afternoon. Temperatures are still going to be on the warm side in the 90s this afternoon. Yvonne, back to you.
All right, thank you so much. 4:31 and happening today. A Texas Senate committee will consider a statewide texting while driving ban. House Bill 62 would slap drivers with a $25 to $99 fine for texting behind the wheel. The fine would climb to $200 for repeated offenses. The legislature passed a ban on texting while driving in 2011, but former Governor Rick Perry vetoed it. No word on what Governor Greg Abbott will do if the bill makes it to his desk. And several states are considering a bill that could make it easier for police to catch drivers who are texting behind the wheel. Lawmakers in New York say the bill would legalize textalyzers, which are devices used to tell if a driver was texting while driving by scanning their cell phone's text history. Opponents say this violates privacy rights, but supporters say it helps keep families safe on the road. Right now, the actual technology that would be used to scan the phones doesn't exist, but computer experts say they can create it if the bill is approved. Lawmakers in New Jersey, Tennessee, and Illinois are also looking into the bill. Today, members of Austin's Latino community will rally at the governor's mansion to take on the controversial Senate Bill 4 law, which bans sanctuary cities. It's part of the 100 days of organizing against SB 4. Organizers say the goal is to educate the community on how SB 4 opens doors to discrimination across the state. 100 Latino JOLT members, the group hosting the rally, well, they're also trying to increase Latino voter turnout. It begins at 9 a.m. today at the governor's mansion. And on Mother's Day, hundreds rallied at City Hall to protest SB 4 during the Texas Moms Fight Back March. Protesters, including City Councilman Greg Casar, wore bright red to show support for immigrant mothers and Texas families.
Celebrating, they're not going to be celebrating. They're panicking, they're stressed, and they're really worried about the future of their communities. We're letting them know what their rights are.
People feel that all we're doing is creating disturbances. We're waking up the community. We're showing the community that we're here because at the current moment they don't see us.
Our protesters ended up marching all the way down Congress to the governor's mansion. And this morning, thousands of computers around the world could be at risk for another massive cyber attack. This message popping up on computer screens across 6 continents. The global hack hit more than 200,000 companies, government agencies, and hospitals in 150 countries over the weekend. Hackers used it to demand money. That's according to the European Union's law enforcement agency. And here in the U.S., FedEx reported problems with its computers as well. The damage was contained after a computer security programmer in Indiana found a kill switch.
It would not take for ransom all the files on that computer, and it also would not attempt to spread itself.
I would never recommend that you pay a ransom because you're dealing with a bunch of crooks. You'll never know that they're going to do what they promise to do anyway.
FBI officials and law enforcement agencies around the world are preparing for a possible second attack. Security experts recommend backing up your computer and running the latest updated version of your operating system. All eyes are on North Korea this morning after they tested yet another missile. They say the medium long-range missile that they tested yesterday can carry a nuclear warhead, and not just a medium-sized one, but a, quote, large-size heavy nuclear warhead. North Korea had tested it 3 times before, and all of them failed, but this time the launch succeeded.
It's the first time we've seen any military missile go this far, but we can be sure that the North Koreans are trying to make this missile nuclear capable.
The missile reached an unusually high altitude, covering 430 miles over 30 minutes before coming down into the sea between North Korea and Japan, a few hundred miles from Russia. In response, the Trump administration is calling for tougher sanctions. Republicans and Democrats are reacting after President Donald Trump said he could possibly have tapes of his conversations with former FBI Director James Comey. The firestorm following his firing continued over the weekend, and as ABC's Lana Zach tells us, the Trump administration is now scrambling to find a new FBI director and a consistent story on the motivation for Comey's dismissal.
The hunt is now underway for a new FBI director. As candidates arrived at the Justice Department for interviews, the president said James Comey's replacement could be named sometime this week.
I would encourage the president to pick somebody we can all rally around, including those who work in the FBI.
On Meet the Press, Republican Senator Lindsey Graham said it's time to clear the air.
But I think it's time to call the FBI director before the country at large and explain what happened to that dinner. You can't be cute about tapes.
The tapes in question, those referenced by the president in a Friday tweet storm when he wrote, "James Comey better hope there are no tapes of our conversations before he starts leaking to the press."
We got to make sure that these tapes, if they exist, don't mysteriously disappear.
If, in fact, there are such recordings, I think those recordings will be subpoenaed, and I think they'll probably have to turn them over.
For his part, President Trump declined to answer questions about those reference tapes at a golf course Sunday. There are still weighty questions remaining about the motivation for the firing of Comey and what it means to the ongoing investigation into Russian election influence. Members of Congress are hoping to hear from Comey himself, who visited the theater and posed for a picture with a cast over the weekend.
And we may still hear from the man at the center of the storm. ABC News has learned that James Comey would like to speak publicly. Associates say he's not interested in the publicity, but he would like to answer questions about his record. Lana Zach, ABC News, Washington.
All right, next week, Pope Francis is expected to meet with President Donald Trump at the Vatican, and he hopes to find some common ground with our nation's leader. The two have different views on many social issues, but Pope Francis says rather than judging the president, he wants to welcome him with respect during his first foreign trip while in office. This morning, police are searching for a missing 14-year-old boy who they say is in danger. Take a look at this picture. Asa Lagarde is from Lockhart, and police say he was last seen on May 9th. He is 4'6" tall and weighs 80 pounds. He has brown eyes and brown hair. If you happen to have any information on where he could be, please call police. Prosecutors will no longer pursue an alleged sexual assault case at Austin's Boone Elementary. Investigators say the 4-year-old girl suffered injuries from a playground accident, not a sexual assault. That's according to the latest medical examination report. AISD police originally closed the case in February without reviewing a full medical report. The girl's parents then requested an investigation and filed a lawsuit. Travis County investigators took a fresh look on the case, but now say there's not enough evidence to press criminal charges. Baylor University's Board of Regents has elected a new chairman, and this comes as the school works to get past its sexual assault scandal. On Friday, Regents voted to name Joel Allison as the new chairman. He's replacing interim chairman Ron Murph. The change will take effect on June 1st. And Baylor's new president, Linda Livingstone, will take office on June 1st as well. She'll become the university's first female president in the school's 172-year history. Congratulations to her. Well, today, President Trump is expected to meet with families of the Dallas officers who lost their lives in an ambush shooting last year. It's National Police Week, and officers from all across the country have gathered at our nation's capital to honor those who have died in the line of duty. This year, the names of 5 officers who died in the deadly shooting last July will be added to the memorial wall. There are more than 21,000 names on that wall. Well, let's get a look at our forecast with Erica Lopez. What do we have on tap for this week?
Well, we have rain shower chances back in our forecast for this week. Such a wonderful, perfect weekend we had. A little bit on the warm side. The warm temperatures will continue today, but Today, we still don't see those rain chances. Where we have seen some isolated showers this morning, it's north of us across the panhandle. This morning, we're waking up to temperatures in the 60s. I expect some clouds out there as you head out the door, but this afternoon, mainly sunshine is in the forecast. So the next 12 hours, this is how it's going to play out. Warming up pretty quickly, and by lunchtime or so, we should be near 80 degrees. But this afternoon, your highs in the lower 90s. Again, keep in mind a mostly sunny afternoon is in store. So UV index will be very, very high today. Here's your rush hour forecast. Nothing to affect any morning commute rush hour or your afternoon rush hour either. So I think a great Monday in store, great way to start off the work week. But again, I am talking rain chances later this week. I'll chat about it in the full forecast. Back to you.
All right, sounds good. Thank you, Erica. 4:40 is your time. First responders here in Texas are using drone technology to keep families safe. Check out this drone that a Fort Worth area fire department has been testing out for nearly a year. It's been used to see aerial views of house fires and can help crews look for missing people. And it even has two cameras, one that feeds back a live picture. The other detects thermal heat, so firefighters can see where the fire is burning in a building. A beachgoer on South Padre Island getting a lot of heat this morning for arguing with a family on vacation, while he's facing charges for a rant captured in this viral video. And a new controversial method that's being used to treat skin cancer, why this treatment is raising concerns and how it could leave you with another virus.